Now, this is going to be a pretty brief video. This is a question I've gotten a lot, and that is, why don't you post as many free VST plugin detective review videos as much anymore? And there's mainly two different reasons. One is more just, I feel like not as many new ones. And the second thing is the quality. Now, of course, this channel really started with me only doing free VST plugin reviews. That was kind of the beginning. Even the channel name way back in the day was the free VST plugins detective. That was it, right? And obviously I still have that series and I still do free VST plugin reviews. But I gotta be honest, I have gotten a lot of comments and questions saying, hey Mark, where's the detective? When's he coming back, so to speak? Here's the biggest thing is, one, I find, and I don't know what it is, maybe it's the economy or not, I'm not sure, but I've not seen as many new free VST plugins. I feel like in the past few years, almost every week, there was a ton of new plugins and everything where I was trying to kind of go through all of them and review them and everything. Now, though, I feel like there's less frequent new ones, if that makes sense. Again, I don't know if that's the economy, maybe because, as you can imagine, for a programmer and a developer, if you create a free VST, typically you don't make any money off it, right? Like, hence the name of it. So that could be one reason. But the second big one, I think especially for me, is the quality. My goal when it comes to reviewing a free VST is to kind of showcase to people, hey, check out this free thing you can use to make music at no cost to you. And in the beginning, when I started this series, I was like, okay, I'm going to review every plugin that's ever existed. I want to have a review of every free VST that's ever been released in the entire world. And over time, I realized there were a lot of videos, maybe some of my dedicated subscribers remember this, there were a lot of videos that were like, yeah, I'm gonna rank this a 1 out of 5. I don't think it's really worth it. And over time, I'm like, is that wasting people's time, right? Like, am I wasting people's time for you to watch a 3 or 4 minute video or a review for me to say, don't download it? Now, to some people, maybe they do like that. Some people, maybe they're like, hey, I do like the fact that you do at least look at it in depth and overall say, yeah, it's not worth it. And I can do those videos if you'd like me to. But over time, I'm like, you know what? I want my videos to be in the position of being super helpful, where almost every plugin I review, or I'm going to say at this point now, maybe 100% of the plugins I review, you can say, yes, this will be useful. The number one kind of factor I have when it comes to reviewing a free VST plugin is this: could someone use it and use it in their music? Even if it's like, say, not the highest quality plugin or the best plugin, is there some element to it? Is there some aspect to it that could make it a worthwhile plugin to download and use? So overall, that's really why I just don't post as many free VST plugin reviews anymore. Now, maybe throughout the year, maybe we'll get this kind of a new wave of newer plugins. Maybe, there'll be a lot more higher quality ones and everything. That's why I don't post as many as I used to. Just like I don't feel like, one, there's not as many new plugins coming about every day compared to before. Before, I remember I still typically do about a half hour every week looking at all these different sites, ranking them by the newest plugins. And before, there'd be so many new ones every week. Now, just not as much for whatever reason. And the second thing is the quality. I will download sometimes a lot of plugins. Today, actually, if you want me to be honest, I was going to do a free VST plugin review, and I was kind of going through the plugin, and I'm like, I'm not going to lie, I just don't think it's kind of up to par of what I'd want to showcase to somebody in terms of a free VST. Maybe I'll just do this video instead, being honest. So I was going to do a free VST plugin detective review, decided not to because it just didn't kind of rise up to my standard, so to speak. I know that sounds weird, but it's crazy to say on this channel, I have reviewed at this point now hundreds of free VST plugins, which is pretty crazy to say. I'm gonna be honest, pretty crazy to say. But hopefully throughout the year, or maybe next year, whenever it happens, I feel like there will be a new wave of free VSTs that I'll start reviewing again. But for now, we're in a bit of a lull, in my opinion, of finding a lot of free VSTs.